Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour. This is the show where we talk about everything from comic books to Doctor Who and everything in between. My name is Aidan, and I hope that you're doing well today. And in this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. And that is because today I'm going to be doing a review of Doctor Who Season 1, Episode 1 to celebrate the show's anniversary. Now, at the time of recording, it is the 17th of November, just one day before my 26th birthday. But on the 23rd of November 1963, that was when the first episode of Doctor Who was broadcast for the first time. So I'm doing this video to celebrate the show's anniversary. Since it is a TV show, I will be putting up screenshots from the episode to give you an idea of what it looks like. Now, since this is a TV show from 1963, it is a bit different than modern television, and this is especially true for British television because this is a show made in England and was originally broadcast on the BBC, and they still own the rights to the show and all of its merchandise and all that. So I'm just disclaiming to any representative of the BBC, if you are watching this and you see any copyrighted images, I'm just showing still images for reference, not actually showing any footage. And I have my copy, my DVD copy of Doctor Who The Beginning. This collects the first 4 story arcs from the first season. Now, here's a closer look. The William Hartnell years, 1963 to 66, 3 discs, copyright of the BBC. It collects An Unearthly Child, The Daleks, The Edge of Destruction, and Marco Polo. And I'm just going to be doing a review of An Unearthly Child since it is the anniversary of that being the first episode. But we also have some extras like audio commentary with the show's creator, Verity Lambert, who came up with the idea when she was, tasked to create a new children's program, and she and her boss Sydney Newman came up with the idea of Doctor Who. And Sydney Newman is Canadian like me, so it's cool that a Canadian had a hand in the creation of one of my favorite TV shows. We also have commentary from director Waris Hussein and 2 of the lead actors, actress Carol Ann Ford and actor William Russell. But yeah, that's just on this DVD. But here are the discs, if you're curious to see what they look like. Written by Anthony Coburn, directed by Waris Hussein, produced by Verity Lambert, starring William Hartnell, Carol Ann Ford, Jacqueline Hill, and William Russell. The first episode aired on the 23rd of November 1963. The 4th and final part of the story was broadcast on December 14th. Now, the plot is very interesting. So we start off in London, modern times, at the time when it was made. So in current day London, there's a man named Ian Chesterton and I forget Barbara's last name, but Barbara, they're co-workers at Coal Hill School in London, and secondary school. And there's a pupil that they both share named Susan Foreman, who's a very mysterious girl, and she's very intelligent, but she gets some things confused, and she doesn't have the best social skills, and she's just a very peculiar young woman. And so I know that this was made in the 60s, but still, you gotta admit that this was pretty weird. They decide to follow her home one night to get more answers about her, and the address in the school files is for a junkyard. They see her walk into the junkyard, and then she disappears, and they see this police call box, because back in the day there used to be police call boxes all throughout the United Kingdom where you could go in, call the police if there was an emergency, or a police officer could lock a suspect in there after calling for backup so that they could be taken in for processing. But so they're like, why is a police box in a junkyard? I mean, it must be defective. But then they see this old man exit the police box, and they confront him, and it turns out he is Susan's grandfather. And then they go into the police box, and it turns out that it is a spaceship disguised as a police box, and this is described to them by Dr. Foreman, Susan's grandfather. And then from there, trying to unlock the door, Ian accidentally presses a button, and they are brought back to the year 100,000 BC. So the next couple of episodes are the continuing arc. So Doctor Who is broken, in the original series at least, is broken into stories per season. So there are like 5 stories in one season, or 6, or whatever, and each story is either 2, 3, or 4, or even 10 parts. I think there was only one 10-part episode, but that's in season 3, and we're not discussing that right now, but that's a really good story. But anyways, so each story has several parts in this, and like I said, I'm going to be reviewing the whole story. But basically, they're in prehistoric times. They are captured by this tribe of cavemen, and they must escape, and that's basically the story. But it is very compelling, very well written. The direction and the acting and the set design are all great. The costumes are cool, although my main criticism is that it could have been wrapped up in part 3. And other than that, I'd give it 9 out of 10, because it is one of, if not the greatest, first stories of a TV show that I've ever seen. That includes Star Trek, or what's another good one? Twin Peaks, or Breaking Bad. There are many great shows that have great beginnings, and there are many shows that start off weak but then become great. But Doctor Who, for all of its faults, there are issues that I have with the show, but that's coming out of love and appreciation for the stories in general and the work that people put into them. But there are a lot of episodes that are either problematic from the classic series, or episodes that are just dull, and that's even for the revived series, because the show was originally canceled in 1989 after poor ratings for a few years. Then they made a movie in 1996 with the hope of resurrecting the show. The movie did well in the UK and Europe, but not so well in the US or worldwide. So they decided to hold off on bringing back the show, but then it finally came back in 2005, and we're still going with it. So that's 62 years. So I'd say that the show was worth bringing back. But suffice it to say, Doctor Who started off strong, and it continued to be strong for several years until, you know, the decline. So what do you think about the first story of Doctor Who, if you have seen it? And if you would like to give me any criticisms or ideas for future videos, please leave all of those comments in the comment section. And if you're new to my show and want to check out more Doctor Who content or stuff about Superman, Spider-Man, Spawn, Star Wars, Star Trek, video games, then please subscribe, ring the bell to be notified, and share this with your friends. If you enjoyed the video, then please click the like button. If you did not, then I do apologize. You can hit the dislike button, and in the description of the video I will leave the link to my Patreon page, so you can get early access to videos and episodes of my podcast, and I'll leave a link to my podcast. And on Patreon you can also get exclusive videos and episodes of the podcast, and you can read my original writing projects, like a Doctor Who fan script that I have been working on for the past few months. I have put my most recent updated version on Patreon, so if you'd like to read that, it's as little as $3 Canadian per month, or you can make a one-time payment. And I'll also leave a link to my Teespring store, so if you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a coffee mug, long sleeve shirt, or a sweater with my show's logo on it, then please consider doing that. And you can also find in the description the links to my social media profiles. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Discord, so if you'd like to get updates and send me a message, then please consider checking that out. Thank you so much for watching this video on the National Timely Action Hour. Once again, my name is Aidan, and I sincerely hope that you all have a wonderful day. Cheers.